Well, hello there folks, and I hope you're all keeping well. A nice bit of evening sun is shining on us tonight. And we've just arrived down at St Agnes for a few days. Going to have a few rambles and a few wanders. And some fine views down the coast. It's going to be a grand sunset tonight, I think, Kai. And we just parked up on the little grass verge here, just below St Agnes Beacon. And end of January now, start of February, still brisk and nice and fresh. But first things first, we're going to light this burner up and get the kettle on. Now that's Kirsty. There's our Kai, all nice and warm in his little jumper. And he's eyeing the stew up here. We just lit the burner and we've got a nice beef, tomato and potato stew on. Gonna let that simmer for about an hour or so and enjoy that later. Well, good morning folks, we've got the burner fired up early today and the milk pan on for the porridge and a nice cup of hot coffee on the go. And there's the full moon still out. Not a bad little night, a bit nippy. And there's Kai, he's got his little jumper on ready for today's walk. And a lovely sunrise coming up there over St Agnes Beacon. Ooh, but usual crack folks. Back to bed for 5 minutes with this nice warm coffee. Cheers! Oh, hi my friends, that was a cracking sunrise this morning. And we just had a nice breakfast of our porridge and toast. And we've got a rucksack packed. And Kai's got his another little jumper on. And we're going to head on down to the coast path and head towards Chapel Porth and up the hill and then inland over the fields towards St Agnes. Well, that's the plan, but as usual we'll see how it goes. It's a grand morning. Nice bit of morning sun over St Agnes Head, and last time I was over this headland was last summer when I was walking from just up to Perranporth. That was a nice walk, took about 4 days, and handsome it was. Well, that's looking down the Chapel Porth, and that is a rare sight. Not a single car in the car park. And we're just going to head up the track there and have a little coffee up at the top of Mulgrim Hill and take in the views. Right, lead the way, Kai. Well, what a place to have your morning coffee. Just at the top of Mulgrim Hill, looking down to Chapel Porth. And I got myself one of these wood effect flask bottles from Home Bargains a few days ago. And it seems to work well. I'm just going to have a nice coffee in that cup there and enjoy these views. And some... Well, just arrived at the old tin mine ruin of Wheal Coates, just above Chapel Porth, about halfway along the cliffs to Porth Town, and 5 views down the coast to Good River and St Ives there. Enjoyed that coffee, warmed up a treat it did. Right, going to head inland now, up over the fields. Countryside out and about and around St Agnes, and you can just see the beacon there behind me. We're going to find somewhere for a crib now, probably down in the little graveyard, and then head on down and see if the church is open. Have a look in there. Best time of the day, crib time. Aye, Kai, what's for crib today then, mate? Kai's got one of his dog chews, and I've got 2 chorizo sausages and a bit of Edam left over for Christmas. That's luxury. Just stopped off in the little graveyard here on the outskirts of St Agnes town. I'm going to sit here for half an hour and chill out and have a crib. Well folks, old habits die hard, it tells you. I still get excited when I see an outside tap that works. Alright Kai mate, enjoy your crib? I'm just sitting on this little bench here in the graveyard. And what's the odds of this name here? A.J. Skelton. 1891 to 1969. Skelton. St Agnes Church, and it's open. I love coming to these little churches that we see in our travels. This is quite a big church, this one. Always nice and peaceful and quiet. Oh, look over there, there's a kettle. You could sit down and make yourself a cup of tea or coffee if you wanted to. But we've just had our crib, so we're okay. Right. Right, let's head on back to the coast path, back to the van. We're back on the coast path now folks, and that's looking down towards Cleggahead and where we're going tomorrow, Perranporth and the beach beyond. And over this way you can just see Kai and Calf off the coast, or Bodden Rocks. Just going to head along the path now and back to the van, get that kettle on. Well, cheers folks, back in the van now with a nice cup of milky sugary tea on the go. That was about 14 kilometres today, and I'll put a little map on the video so you can see what route we took. And Kai is making himself a bed up. We're both a bit knackered, aren't we, mate? We're just going to sit here for the evening. I'm going to have some more of that stew I made yesterday. Got a bit of that left. And just going to sit and chill and watch these views. Have plenty of tea, and tomorrow we'll be up bright and early and head on down to Perranporth. Cracking. I used to work in there 20 years ago. Right, on the road to Perranporth. Just coming through Trevellas. And if anybody remembers old Doody the vet, Graham Dude, he used to be down that lane there. And what a vet he was. And also, up on the right here, Aztec Leisure, the camping shop. Right. Alright, Kai? Well, we've just arrived in good old Perranporth, and just look at that sea. Isn't it wild? I love the sound of that. We're just going to sit here and chill for today and have a few coffees, get that kettle on, and light the burner a little bit later. And just sit and watch that sea, aren't we, Kai? We're not doing much today, mate, after a long walk yesterday. Well, it's wild and windy outside this evening, folks, and we'll get the burner fired right up, and we'll get some of that beef, tomato and potato stew left over from last night. And tomorrow morning we're going to take a coffee up and sit in little Scruffy's bench and say hello to him and look out over them fine views. Alright folks, just listening to the sound of that sea this morning, them booming waves. It's handsome, isn't it? Anyway, hope you enjoyed those few days on the road with me and Kai. What a grand old time, didn't we, mate? And we've put the link to our PayPal in the description box for you. If you'd like to get a few treats for Kai or a coffee for me, that would be cushy. And we'll be back soon with some more for you. But until then, keep smiling and get yourselves out there. So from Perranporth and St Agnes here on the north coast of Cornwall, it's so long, my friends, until the next time. Kushti Rai. Come on, let's get back and get that kettle on.